Hey there, friends, and welcome to my channel where we talk about all things Kajabi, marketing, and growing your online business. Now, Kajabi is always coming out with some really cool new features, and I'm super excited today to share with you some insights on the new community that they are releasing very soon. So if you're watching this later, they probably have already released it, but if you're watching it as I'm releasing this video, you're probably getting a little bit of a sneak peek. Some people are getting access and rolling it out in phases, but everybody will have access, from what I've been told, sometime in January 2023. And this is a very exciting new feature that Kajabi's been working on for some time, because when they first rolled out the original community, it didn't really get the results that a lot of people were asking for. It didn't really quite do what we needed it to do. And I'm excited to be able to share with you that the new community has some amazing features that are going to really set the bar a little bit higher and give you a lot more options on what you can do inside Kajabi on engagement and connecting with your audience, especially when we start thinking about how, since the whole COVID and the way things have changed, that people really do want more connection. And we're seeing more trends getting towards a lot more interaction between members is really a beneficial aspect to think about. Not necessarily for yours, but something to at least consider, and the community feature makes it a lot easier for that to be accomplished. So let's dive in, and I'll show you exactly, kind of give you a tour around the community that I've set up so far, just sort of as a beta. I'm going to talk to you just a little bit about the community itself as far as some of the features, but I'd like to go a little bit deeper and share some things on how you can use those, because it's one thing to just take a tour. It's another to understand what that means and how you could apply that potentially to your program. So let's get started. Let me share my screen here real quick and let you see exactly what it looks like when you log into the community. So the way it's set up is on the side here to the left. You have the framework of your community. Now you'll notice here that there's a circle section, and under that circles I have a couple different access. The access points, this is what you set up inside Kajabi. So when you go into your Kajabi account and you set up a community, you're going to be setting up different access. Now, those are technically in Kajabi your products. So you can have multiple products in the community that then you tell Kajabi who gets access to which subcircles or access points inside your community. So you basically, from what I understand, from what I've been playing around with, you have one community, but within that community, the products that you set up in Kajabi dictates what they see. So for example, here I have 3 separate quote unquote products that I created. One I set up as an all access. Those are going to be some of those things that, regardless of, in my case, I have several different coaching programs, and I wanted everybody to have access to the all access. But then, for example, my launch and scale coaching group, my attract and convert coaching group, we wanted to be able to break those into subgroups so that if somebody purchases the launch and scale, they can get access to this circle and the all access, but not to the attract and convert. So the cool thing is then we can really drill down and get very specific on what parts of your community your different members have access to and what they can see. Inside each one of these access groups then, for example, my launch and scale inner circle, this is going to be for my launch and scale coaching program. And then we can create a couple of different categories of community options inside that. So for example, here I have set up the group coaching chat. So if I click on this, this is essentially where this is my welcome. This is more of a chat. It's like a forum type style where it just basically is a straight chat. But now if we go into the launch and scale support, now this is more of a post style, kind of more like your Facebook. So you have 2 different options on how you want these circles to look. And then under each one, people can add photos, videos, they can comment, so you can comment under each one. It's very similar to a Facebook type community, but now we have it controlled within our own environment. So instead of sending people to Facebook, sending people to Zoom, sending people to your library, it makes it so much easier to basically just send them to your library. It's an exclusive type of environment. And we then get to be able to control a lot more the culture that you want to foster within your community. It's a lot harder to foster culture in a Facebook type environment, simply because of the way that there's all these distractions. There's other things when you go to social media. It's not just your community, where they're going there specifically to be a part of your community. And by setting it up by access groups and then your circles within each access group, you can be very strategic on exactly how you want to frame out these communication channels. Now, I did have one person who was asking me about, well, what about links? So I see commenting and you can upload photo, video. What if you want to upload documents or you want to add hyperlinks? So if you want to attach a document, what I usually say on something like that is upload it somewhere where you can have a hyperlink and then put the hyperlink in there, because yes, you can do a hyperlink. So for example, I put that here as an example, that on this post for the Attract and Convert, there is a workbook that I uploaded here. And I added this image. So it's a larger image, and you'll notice that the larger images, it pretty much is going to be a thumbnail type size, but it'll automatically then open up, or I mean, if you click on it, it'll open up. So the full image is available, but it automatically kind of crops it just a little bit. So that's something to consider with your photos. But all I did is just add the hyperlink, and I can click on this and then get access to this particular document. So that is also very possible to do. The other thing is, if we go into the all access, this is where I put this one as just like I'm posting some different inspiration, some different information. So this is kind of like my Facebook news feed. So you can use this kind of basically however you want to, and organize your communication, your engagement, let everybody get to know each other, those kind of things. Now, this is where it gets really exciting for me as a coach, is also some of the other features that are available here from an engagement perspective. And that is, they have what's called challenges. So inside your community, we can create a specific challenge and you can customize, but then they also have some template challenges for you so that you can use something that they've set up, so that you just basically don't have to come up with all of the specifics. Or you can be very specific to anything that you're doing. So for example, I set up both of them here so that you can see what that looks like. So in this case, this weeks of gratitude, this was one of their template challenges. And it's basically says, if we click on this, what can I be grateful for? That you can accept the challenge. And then when it's accepted, this is where they post the challenge, and then other people can then comment on what was posted. So you can do some really cool things here on getting some engagement and connection with your community, and they can support each other. So this is a gratitude challenge that we put in here, where there were 3 of them. And the cool thing is too, you set in here various recognition and badges that they can earn, and that way then they can kind of collect and display and show it a little bit of gamification. It's not exactly deep gamification, so it's not like you can be super customizable on this, but the feature is here. So that is kind of cool from a basic standpoint to encourage a little bit of some of that engagement with your community. Now this is a specific challenge that I created as a custom challenge. So this one is one that I do with my Launch and Scale coaching series, where we go deep into crafting your offer. And so this is where then as a coach, I can then have the members of the group can post their offers, and then the group as a whole, so I can give feedback on that, but the group as a whole can also give their feedback, their kudos, their thumbs up. And you see here where the offer is an achievement badge. So once they've posted, So it's scheduled. They can accept it, then they can, so this actually starts January 17th, so it's scheduled out. Once the January 17th hits, then they'll see here participate, so they can click on that and actually take part in the challenge. And then they can post their results, and whether it's a video, text, photo, whatever they want to post, and then we get that engagement throughout the entire community. So it's pretty cool. So you can see here, this is not a template. This is one that I customize. So if I wanted to create a challenge, we just go up here and we create a new challenge. And this is where we can select whether it's one time or recurring. You can set up what type of challenge that you want it to be. And then we can go next. And this is where these are some of those template challenges, all kinds of really kind of neat ones like goal setting and mindfulness and, declutter and make a friend. So you can see there's a lot of really cool ones here, or then you just create a custom challenge. So really, really cool feature. I think that is a lot of fun, adds another level of engagement. Then the other one is the Meetups. Now this one I've been playing with quite a bit, and I'm going to do another whole video where I go deeper into the Meetups specifically. And this is where essentially you can go live right inside your community. So you can schedule a specific meetup. So you can see here, this is one that we did as just kind of a test one as I was playing around with this, getting to know it. We recorded it, and then once you record and then click stop record, that recording will show under your recordings library here. So if you have meetups that you want to be able, just like Zoom, where you want to record it and they get to see the replay, it makes it so much easier because you don't have to worry about downloading and uploading and all of those kind of things. Now, let's say you did want to download it because you wanted to post it somewhere else. We can actually go in here and I can download it. So the option is available for you to download. If you record something and you don't want it there, you can definitely delete it. But when you create that, it's really pretty simple and straightforward. You just simply, just like similar to Zoom, I'm not gonna say just like Zoom because I've previously heard that, and then I got in there and played with it a little, and it has features that are similar to Zoom in that you can record, you can share screen, there's a chat feature, but it doesn't look like Zoom. It doesn't exactly feel like Zoom. It's definitely a new software. We did have a little bit of kind of getting to figure out the technology where we had some trouble getting the cameras to work. Notice that on the app, it's much easier if you're on a mobile device. You really want to download the Vibely's app because it works much better, and then you have to grant permissions on your device for the camera and the microphone. So definitely when we're communicating with our audience and you want to use this, we want to have a little bit of a step-by-step or an awareness so that they're not dealing with tech issues the first time that they log into an important coaching session or something like that. So that's just kind of a heads up for you there. But this is where it gets kind of cool, and where I'm planning on playing around with this a little bit with some of my programs is that you'll notice here that this one is the one that is recorded here. So this was where we were just playing around with it, but that one then is past. But then we have some upcoming ones that I created, and I was playing around because you notice that this one says live room, this says private room. They do have the option of live room versus private room. Now, live room is going to be basically, from what I can understand when I was playing with this, is kind of like you go into the live room and there's a scheduled time, but people basically can come and go on these live rooms. They have breakout sessions. There's some really neat features that allows you to do some different things with those. But basically it's like you just invite them, they come in, but it's going to be for a specific access group. So if on this one, for example, I set this up as the Attract and Convert coaching session, that is to only people who are in this Attract and Convert access point. So if I create this, it's not going to show up to everybody because I have 3 different products. Remember that we have 3 different access products. And so you select which access circle that you want the meetup to be posted and to have access to join. So it gives you a lot of control on your meetup. So like this one, I have this set up as the Launch and Scale group coaching so that we can actually do our group coaching right inside the community, which gives us some interesting flexibility on getting the recording, having some feedback, some chats that we can do that goes along with it. So it'll be fun to experiment with this. I'm very intrigued, and I will keep you guys posted on future YouTube videos to be able to let you know some of these features as I play with them and get more familiar with them. I think there's a ton that we can do with these as a coach. Certainly as course creators, when we're trying to add that engagement factor of connecting with our audience. I have one client who is working with a subgroup that they're employees, and so trying to get them into a Facebook community has been really challenging because employees don't want to take time on their personal to go into a business employer type of Facebook community. And we found that it was been really challenging to get the employees to actually join the community on Facebook and participate in that aspect of the training. So the theory is that we're going to be experimenting, and I'll keep you guys posted on if we can increase that engagement and getting more people to participate, because instead of having to log in and use their personal social media accounts, it's simply accessing it through the library. Their resource, just like the training that then goes with the community. So a couple things to kind of think about, as you're thinking strategically, how can I use this for what I'm trying to accomplish with my training programs? If it's for connecting with your audience, doing challenges, giving training, doing coaching, there's so much we can do between the internal live rooms, both of the live and the private rooms. There's the access groups, and then the circles within those access groups. And so far, I haven't seen a limitation of how many sub-access groups that you can have within each access. And then, of course, how many access groups, each one is considered a product. So that just depends on your Kajabi membership, your level, whether you're a basic, whether, or if you're on the pro plan or there's just different options and how many products you have available. So that's just one thing to consider as well. But you can get really engaged and interest, just really narrow in there on some engagement. So I think that's really super cool. The other thing too, that was one thing that a couple people were asking, and then I'll wrap this up because I want to keep this as short as possible, and we're already going over a little bit of what I usually try to on these videos, is, some people were asking about, well, what about when people comment? How do we manage this? You do have up here private chat and then your notifications. So notifications similar to Facebook, it'll let us know of when there's comments and as far as managing your community. When you do meetups, it's really neat because you set up a meetup, then anybody who is in that particular circle that has access to this access group and this circle are going to get email reminders as well, which was a super cool feature that I didn't realize until I was creating this and testing it. So I got email reminders. The reminders were also posted. So if we go into, I believe it was here under miscellaneous, and we scroll down, you'll notice that it's like, hey, everyone, the meetup is getting started. So this was, as it was getting started. And then there was the reminder that of, hey, you're invited, make sure that you put it on your calendar. And that was the other thing too. If we go into the meetups, you'll notice that it has an add to calendar button. So someone who wants to participate in that meetup, that session, that coaching, that training, they can actually add it to their calendar so they won't forget. Plus then they get those reminders. I haven't seen anything as far as analytics yet, so I'm not really very sure on how we can do some of those tracking or adding tags on who participated, who didn't. So I'll keep you posted on that as we dive a little deeper and learn more. And then last thing real quick too is that you can assign, once you have some people in there, so for example, you have staff that you want to give admin access or moderator access to, you can easily do that within your settings, and you can grant admin or moderator access to certain group members so that you aren't having to try and manage all this by yourself. So anyway, just wanted to quickly go through a couple different features as well as some ways you can use it. I didn't want to just show you what's here. That's important too, but it's also important for you to kind of think about, okay, now that I know that we can do live rooms, we can have specific live rooms that go to specific access groups, we can have circles within those access groups so that we can have different conversations that are going on. How can I best use these features, these challenges, these private chats, these various things that are available in here to be able to really take what you have right now and expand it a little bit further. It looks like I doubled up on my face there. Sorry about that. We can take that and just really expand and use it to engage with your community and support the transformation that you are promising in the program that you are promoting. So thanks so much for watching. If you are interested in learning more about my launch and scale coaching or my attract and convert, be sure to go over to my website at striveforsavvy.com. Check it out. We have another coaching series coming up soon. These are live group coaching sessions that we go deep into the sales funnel. So the launch and scale, we talk specifically about the offer, the sales funnel, engagement strategies, and onboarding. And the attract and convert is where we go into the lead magnet, growing your list, and then turning your list building and lead generation into conversions. So it's a really important part of your entire funnel is that lead magnet. If you're not doing it strategically, it's not serving your website as much as it should be. To me, the lead magnet is the foundation, most important part of your website. And so if you're not sure about what I mean by that or how to implement your lead magnet strategically to drive sales, then definitely check out my website, learn more, and connect. We can get on a discovery call and I'll share more. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video where we'll share more about the community and other ways to grow your online business.